People love to glorify hard work. They tell you, just work hard and you'll make it. You've heard it your whole life. Teachers, parents, motivational speakers. And don't get me wrong, hard work is important. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Hard work alone will not make you successful. In fact, it's one of the most dangerous myths out there because it keeps people trapped in mediocrity. Working long hours, grinding every day, believing that effort equals results. Most people do this their entire life and end up exhausted, broke, and frustrated. Why? Because effort without direction is useless. You can run as fast as you want on a treadmill, but if it's not taking you anywhere, you're just spinning in place. Real success comes from working smart, not just hard. It's about understanding leverage, the ability to make your actions multiply in impact. Leverage can come from systems, technology, money, or even other people. Think about the people who are truly wealthy and influential. They aren't the ones pulling 80-hour weeks in isolation. They're the ones who figure out how to amplify their efforts. They automate processes, build networks, hire the right talent, and focus relentlessly on high-value activities. They know where to put their energy, and they don't waste it on things that don't move the needle. Another part of the truth is that hard work without skill or strategy is wasted effort. You can work 12 hours a day on a job that pays you minimum wage or builds someone else's empire, and it won't get you closer to freedom or wealth. Success requires learning the right skills: sales, marketing, persuasion, leadership, money management, skills that actually create results in the real world. Once you have those skills, hard work becomes effective, and effort starts turning into meaningful results. The final piece most people miss is mindset. Hard work without the right mindset is exhausting and demoralizing. You need resilience, clarity, and discipline to push through the challenges that actually lead to growth. It's not just about effort, it's about focused, intelligent effort combined with the courage to take risks and the willingness to fail forward. So stop glorifying hard work for its own sake. Stop believing that effort alone will get you what you want. Hard work is a tool, not the destination. The people who win are the ones who combine work with strategy, leverage, skill, and mindset. That's the formula nobody talks about, but once you understand it, the game changes entirely. Most people grow up believing that school is the ultimate key to success. They tell you, go to school, get good grades, earn a degree, and you'll be set for life. That's the story you've been sold since day one. But here's the brutal truth. School does not prepare you for real life, not even close. The system wasn't built to teach you how to create wealth, start a business, or take control of your future. It was built to produce obedient workers, people who follow rules, clock in, and never question the structure. That's why so many people graduate, step into the real world, and feel completely lost. They have a piece of paper that says they're educated, but no idea how to actually generate results, influence people, or create financial freedom. Think about it. Schools focus on theory, memorization, and standardized tests. They reward compliance, not creativity. They teach you how to regurgitate information, not how to solve real problems or take calculated risks. Most of the skills that actually matter in life, like sales, negotiation, persuasion, networking, marketing, and money management, are never taught in a classroom. Instead, you're taught about subjects that may never impact your ability to make money, start a business, or achieve independence. The education system trains you to be safe, predictable, and average. It conditions you to follow the herd, not to stand out. The harsh reality is that success in the real world requires skill, action, and adaptability, not a diploma. The people who create freedom and wealth didn't wait for school to tell them what to do. They learned by observing, experimenting, failing, and iterating. They studied trends, mastered skills that pay, and understood the leverage of people and systems. They recognized opportunities where the majority only see problems. And most importantly, they took responsibility for their own growth instead of expecting an institution to prepare them for life. School can give you a foundation of basic knowledge, but if you want to win, you have to go beyond the classroom. You have to learn what actually works in the real world. You have to take risks, seek mentors, and constantly push yourself into situations that challenge you. Stop believing that a degree automatically equals success. The truth is, most people with degrees are still broke, stressed, and stuck in mediocrity because they never learned the skills that actually matter. If you want freedom, wealth, and impact, you must unlearn what school taught you and start learning what the world actually rewards. Most people spend their entire lives blaming everyone else for their failures. They blame their parents, the system, their teachers, society, or even luck. They wait for someone to hand them a break, a chance, or a shortcut to success. And the truth is, this mindset is one of the biggest reasons most people never achieve anything meaningful in life. If you want real success, freedom, wealth, and impact, you need to embrace something most people are terrified of: brutal self-responsibility. Brutal self-responsibility is the willingness to take 100% ownership of your life, your choices, and your results. Not just when it's convenient, not just when things are going well, but even when life hits you in the face. It's understanding that nobody owes you anything, and that waiting for external validation, guidance, or permission is a recipe for mediocrity. The moment you stop blaming circumstances and start taking ownership, everything changes. This is what separates the average person from the people who dominate their fields, build successful businesses, and create lives on their own terms. Most people think taking responsibility is as simple as saying, "Yeah, it's my fault." But real self-responsibility is brutal because it forces you to confront the truth about yourself, without excuses, without sugarcoating. It forces you to examine your weaknesses, your fears, your procrastination, and your habits. It forces you to face the uncomfortable reality that if you're not where you want to be, it's because of the decisions you've made or haven't made. And here's the kicker: it's not about guilt, it's about power, because the moment you accept responsibility for everything in your life, you gain the power to change everything in your life. Let me break it down. If you blame the system for holding you back, you're powerless. If you blame your parents for not teaching you the right things, you're powerless. If you blame bad luck or the economy, you're powerless. But if you accept that your future depends entirely on your actions, your skills, your decisions, and your mindset, then you're in total control. That's the mindset every successful entrepreneur, influencer, and self-made person has. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for a lucky break. They don't wait for a perfect situation. They act relentlessly, and they take full responsibility for the results. Brutal self-responsibility also means embracing failure as part of your path. Most people fear failure because they don't want to look bad or feel the sting of defeat. But the truth is, failure is the ultimate teacher. When you take responsibility for your failures, you extract lessons from them instead of excuses. You stop blaming circumstances and start asking, what can I do differently? How can I grow? What's the next move? That shift in mindset is what separates those who get stuck repeating the same mistakes from those who accelerate toward success. Another crucial part of brutal self-responsibility is consistency. It's not enough to take ownership for a day or a week. Success demands that you hold yourself accountable every single day. You must create habits, systems, and routines that reinforce personal responsibility. You must track your actions, measure your results, and never let yourself off the hook. Most people fail because they are inconsistent. They take responsibility when things are convenient, but retreat into excuses when things get hard. True responsibility is relentless. It's uncomfortable, it's constant, and it's necessary. Self-responsibility also requires honesty, brutal honesty. You need to look in the mirror and accept the truth about your life, no matter how ugly it might feel. Are you wasting time scrolling on social media instead of learning skills? Are you avoiding hard conversations or delaying decisions because they're uncomfortable? Are you blaming your circumstances instead of taking proactive steps to improve them? Being brutally honest about yourself is the foundation of growth. Without it, you'll continue to live a life dictated by others' expectations, not your own potential. Finally, embracing self-responsibility means taking control of your goals, vision, and destiny. It means realizing that the world does not owe you success, but the world will reward action, courage, and relentless effort. It means understanding that freedom, financial, personal, creative, comes only when you stop relying on others to make your life better and start doing the work yourself. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is coming to hand you the keys to the life you want. The moment you accept that, something shifts. You stop waiting. You stop blaming. You start executing. You start creating. The most successful people in the world are not smarter, luckier, or more talented than you. What they have is the willingness to take full responsibility for their lives, no matter the circumstances. They've embraced the brutal truth that they alone control their future, and they've acted on it consistently and relentlessly. That's why they win. That's why they dominate. And that's why, if you want to be one of them, you must do the same. So here's the challenge. Stop waiting for permission, stop blaming circumstances, and stop looking for shortcuts. Take brutal responsibility for your life. Own your decisions, own your failures, own your wins. Accept that you are fully in charge of your destiny. It won't be easy. It's supposed to be hard. But the freedom, wealth, and impact you create on the other side are worth every ounce of effort.